Witness the uncontrollable power of nature as storms sweep through. Huge water waves are devastating, and hailstorms not only cause great damage to the environment, but also threaten human lives. Terrifying natural disasters and big storm, strong winds, hails attacking people and breaking dams. There was widespread thunderstorm with heavy rainfall. During the thunderstorm, hail also appeared in many areas. The hail phenomenon makes people very worried. Hail is a severe weather phenomenon. Large and heavy stones can break the windows of vehicles, causing accidents and even injuries to traffic participants. Houses, window, glass, and other structures can be damaged or cracked by the pressure of falling rocks. The cause of the hail formation is due to instability in the air, when two streams of hot and cold air come into contact with each other. In places where climate is hot during the day and cold at night, hail is more likely to occur. Tropical storm Pabuk on January the 4th caused high winds and rain on southern Thailand. Pabuk is classified as a severe tropical storm with winds between 74 to 95 miles per hour and could become the strongest storm to hit the area in the past 30 years. Typhoon Pabuk caused heavy rain, flooding, and strong winds in many areas of Thailand. It caused damage to agriculture, power and water outages, and forced thousands of people to move to safe areas. Thai officials advised people to stay indoors. After Storm Pabuk passed, many areas had to face reconstruction and recovery from damage caused by the storm. The release of floods by large hydroelectric dams called the rainy season can cause many serious consequences for the environment and human life. Flood discharges from hydroelectric dams can create sudden large amounts of water, causing flash floods in downstream areas. Flash floods can sweep away houses and furniture and cause human casualties. Large amounts of water from flood discharges can make the soil soft and susceptible to landslides. It can also wreak havoc on infrastructure, roads, and building structures. Flooding during the rainy season can change the river's flow and affect the living environment of aquatic animals. Large amounts of water released from hydroelectric dams can have negative impact on the aquatic environment. Variation in water quality and the creation of rapid flow. Flooding in the rainy season can impact farther areas, causing flooding in the downstream area of rivers. It can flood agricultural areas, harming crops and livestock. This can lead to crop loss, economic losses, and food shortages. China's capital, Beijing, recorded the heaviest rainfall in 140 years. It's been raining continuously for 3 days now, with record rainfall, causing flash floods and severe inundation in many suburbs of the Beijing city. In Mentaugu district, power lines and communications were interrupted, cars were washed away, and houses collapsed. The city has more than 52,000 people evacuated to a safer place. Large floodwaters flowed rapidly into the basements of large buildings. In the past 3 days, the average rainfall in Beijing nearly reached 158 millimeters. Highest in the suburbs of Fongson, in some places up to 538 millimeters. Many large rivers have risen above warning levels. Perhaps the drainage system in the Chinese capital cannot keep up with the city's rapid growth. Many of these systems are not designed to handle huge volumes of water and are not regularly maintained. This can lead to waterlogging and worsen the impact of flooding. Prolonged flooding caused many areas to lose power. The drainage system in Beijing and many other cities in China needs to be improved. To combat extreme weather, which is likely to occur more frequently due to climate change. With prolonged heavy rain, the amount of rainwater exceeds the land's ability to absorb and discharge. It softens the soil and causes landslides and flash floods from the mountains to the low-lying areas, endangering people and destroying infrastructure. Flooding destroys crops and causes damage to agriculture. Loss of livestock and negative effect on the economy of farmers. Heavy rain can wash pollutants from the land surface into water sources. It pollutes water and soil and negatively affecting the living environment. Flooding rain increases the amount of water flowing into rivers, sometimes exceeding the river's capacity and causing flooding. Large and strong amounts of water from floods can cause riverbank erosion. Large amounts of water cause erosion and deepening of the riverbed, affecting the structure of the river. Flooding and riverbank erosion cause great damage to the economy, infrastructure, and people living along the river. Residential, agricultural, industrial, and commercial sectors may have difficulty recovering and growing after the floods. When there is heavy rain, the amount of water in the dam reservoir increases rapidly. Flood discharge at this time helps maintain a stable water level, reduce pressure on the dam, and ensure the dam's structural safety. However, the full capacity flood discharge of hydroelectric dams causes damage to downstream areas. Flood after flood, villages are submerged in flood water, forcing people to evacuate. Farmland was devastated, and companies in the area took a direct hit. Floods caused great damage to the economy. After a rain that lasted for many days, a wall suddenly collapsed. A large amount of flood water flooded into the house. Floods can increase the risk of disease transmission due to inundation, environmental pollution, and lack of hygiene, leading to epidemics and affecting people's health and lives. Excavators are throwing away piles of garbage stuck at the edge of the bridge. The garbage is the cause of the flood water being clogged and causing the flooding. Floods and inundations can cause loss of life and injury to many people. Rapid and strong rising water can sweep away, crush, and injure people and animals. Flooding isolates communities and disconnects neighborhoods. The fast-flowing flood swept many cars out of the river. Huge floodwater flowing at high speed invaded every corner. A large flash flood flowed strongly downstream. The rising floodwater engulfed the house and eventually floated away. Other houses are more fortunate to be built solidly and not be destroyed by the floods. Natural disasters and other extreme climate events are on the rise in most parts of the world. The impacts due to the increasing extremes of natural disasters and extreme weather are sometimes unpredictable, leaving lasting consequences on people's lives, livelihoods, and property. The most at-risk areas are coastal lowlands, islands, mountainous areas, and ethnic minority areas. These impacts, combined with increased natural disasters, could reduce the economic growth rate of many industries. Increased poverty, epidemics, migration, and environmental refugees. Unusually heavy rain caused a lot of damage in southwestern Japan. Rainfall was more than 540 millimeters, causing many households to be evacuated. Heavy rain also disrupted traffic, causing many homes to lose power. Firefighters and self-defense forces arrived in Fukuoka and Oita prefectures to assist their residents.